Hello and welcome to Bored Stupid. My name's Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And this is our review of The Fox Experiment by Pandasaurus Games. The Fox Experiment will play 1 to 4 players, plays in about 60 minutes, and is designed by Jeff Fraser and Elizabeth Hargrave.
The legendary.
Yeah, legendary Elizabeth Hargrave, who famously did Wingspan, among other fabulous games. But before we dive into the review, please make sure you hit the subscribe button to see many more of our videos in future.
Yeah, come on, hit that button.
Hit that button. Matt, should we see how this game plays?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's talk about it.
All right, Wayne, what is this game about, besides being about foxes?
Well, this is a game about experiments on foxes. Literally, as a matter of fact, it's based on an experiment from the late 1950s.
Yeah.
I think in Siberia is the theme of the game.
Yeah, so basically, if I remember right, they tried to make foxes pets.
Yeah, domestication of foxes. It's a study
It didn't really work out, but...
I think the idea was that they learned a lot about the process of domestication.
Yeah.
Why did dogs get friendlier? And
Yeah,
the different
yeah,
physical traits and blah, blah, blah. So that is the theme of the game. And they tried to replicate that here. But in this game, they do that through dice.
Yes.
And this is the core of this particular game. Handfuls of dice.
A lot of dice.
Lots of dice.
A lot of dice.
So the dice in this game represent various genetic traits.
Yeah.
And they've really thought about this from, like curly tails, spottiness, how like noisy the puppies are, etc. And you're going to be creating new generations of foxes, 5 generations exactly. So, and it's done in a really, I suppose, interesting, smooth way.
Yeah.
Starting with kind of like a draft phase, right, Matt, where you're basically picking one of 3 things.
Yeah. You can pick one of the boys or girls from the foxes to be the parents of your puppy, basically. Or you can decide to pick one of the upgrades of the or
this
the
initiative tracker.
Or to be the first player in the next turn. So you got a few things, not too many. It goes pretty smooth, and then you start really just chucking dice.
Chucking dice. So all of the foxes, as you can probably see on here, and we'll get some close-ups for you to take a look at, have different dice on them, different colours. And if you pick a fox for a parent that has a purple dice, well, guess what? You're going to roll a purple dice. If you get a parent with a brown and a pink dice, you're going to get a brown and a pink dice as well. And you roll them all together. And interestingly about this game, Matt, you get a puppy that you can that you can write on. And you're going to write the results. So this has some really interesting elements of roll and write in as well.
Yes, exactly. So you will pick your puppy. You will mix the dice from the parent, and what you can end up having is something like this. So you can write on the cards directly. There is always fun. The roll and write is always fun. You get to choose the name for your puppy as well.
Always choose a name.
And then you will record the scoring. So in this case, the genetic pool.
Yeah, the friendliness and whatever, as well.
On this card. Then these cards will become the future parents of the next generation of puppy. So you can see how, at the start of the game, you're rolling a couple of dice, but then the more generation you go on, the dice start becoming like 2, 4, 6, 8,
lots of dice.
15.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is fun. It's fun to roll all these dice and trying to mix up the gene pool. But how do we actually score points?
That's a great question. And this game does have a really nice sort of natural escalation, doesn't it? As you're rolling more dice, the foxes get more and more stats
impressive.
on them, more impressive, more studly. And you're going to be scoring points by trying to score studies. At the start of the game, you'll have a study, and you're going to try and basically match the different genetic traits for the study. So if the study says you want curly tails and you want sort of noise, like barking, so when the humans approach, then that's what you're going to try and score. You want to get purple and blue dice, purple and blue genetic traits in your puppies. That's one major way of scoring, and one of the biggest ways. You'll also get points if you have the friendliest puppy at the end of each round, which is basically, have you got the most stats on your puppy?
Basically, yes.
And then there's another way of scoring, which is end game scoring. which is by having these patrons, which you can unlock from your player board, and these will give you points for having various things in the game. It could be having the most friendly pups, or having certain amounts of tokens on your player board, or any other number of things here. And of course, it's a Euro game, so you're going to get points for unlocking things on your player board.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the other main mechanics is depending on what kind of breed your fox is going to be, you're going to get a type of the order of these tokens, and you can spend those tokens to unlock a second puppy. That means that next turn you can raise 2 instead of 1.
Those foxes are getting busy. Yeah. And then 3 puppies, like what?
Or you can get a second scoring card. That means that you can score more points.
Yes.
Or you can get more what is called friendly dice. There are the special dice, that are the wild ones that you can use with all the other to get basically the results that you want. So yeah, that is gonna be the other mechanics. But apart from that, that is very much all you need to know about the game.
That's all you need to know about the game.
It's going to go up for 5 turns, and at the end, who's got more point wins. That's simple as that.
Should we talk about the production, Matt?
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
Let's dig into the production. So Matt, let's start with a little bit of the art design of the game. And it's pretty nice, right? You've got these lovely sort of illustrations of foxes everywhere.
It's very kind of like realistic painting, kind of.
Almost watercolor-esque, maybe.
Yeah,
a bit more than that. Oil painting, maybe, on it.
Yeah, it's nice, and yeah, you can see it basically here on the box. Everything is basically based on this this kind of art. Or
this kind of art style. Yeah.
I found the board and the player board's a little bit too busy for me.
It's a bit busy, yeah, that's true.
Because as you can see, you got basically a background image of the village where those foxes were experimented on, and then you got your scoring points. It's not like you can't see it. It just
there's a lot of stuff.
To me, it's a little bit too busy. However, at the end of the day, there's not much going on, so you can keep track quite easily.
Yeah, it looks busier than it really is. Do you know what I mean? So it looks like there's a lot going on here, but actually, it's not. It's the fact that the illustration kind of blends into the things that you're doing on the board. Yeah, so it's a little bit, but it's fine. But the actual production of the game is very nice. You get tons of these dice.
The dice, these are just a part of the other one in the box.
It's like 50% of the box, I think, is the dice.
Yeah,
and you get these lovely, so I call it Pandasaurus pastel.
Yeah, they love Pandasaurus. They love this kind of like coloring. That is really nice.
It's a lovely coloring. And they think
very, very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you're gonna get a lot of tokens. All the tokens are I would say standard cardboard, so nothing special but nothing bad. So you're gonna get exactly what you were expecting.
Absolutely.
All the cards and the pens that you can write on. These are really nice. Over time, if you play a lot, you will have to rebuy these, but these are very cheap on Amazon or something like that. And but yeah, the cards are it's always we always love to write it down. And when you got to name your puppy, I find it like very every time
Zeus
it's going as silly as you can.
Which is very, very nice. You get these little wooden sculpts, which are great as well. These are actually interestingly in lots of different sculpts, these little fox tokens, fox meeples, and all you really use them for is for marking scoring on various things.
It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch.
They don't really have a purpose aside from that, but it's nice that they've included it. But the production is pretty good, Matt. I mean, I've not got any complaints really. I
would not expect anything less from a Pandasaurus game. Everything is nice, everything is colourful, so yeah, it's a really good production.
Good production. So, Matt, let's talk about who this game is for, and let's start with how complex this game is. How complex do you think it is?
I think it's pretty not complex.
Relatively straightforward.
It's you got those couple of mechanics that you need to understand at the start with the roll and write. But apart from that, how you're scoring points and how you're getting the upgrades and stuff is pretty like linear. It's nothing. It's not rocket science. So I would say it's a game very much for everyone. It's nothing too complicated.
For me, this would probably fall into something like our intermediate category of games. Right? If we have a look and we check out one of these videos up here, we've done videos for beginners. This would probably be what we would call an intermediate.
An intermediate, yes, yeah. Because you got 2 or 3 mechanics here that you need to understand, but again, it takes like 5 minutes, not more than that. Yeah.
Absolutely. The rulebook is probably bigger, possibly than it needs to be. There's a lot of pages in the rulebook, surprisingly.
Not really needed, but
but they do break down into great detail. There's loads of examples in there,
and that's good.
That's definitely a good thing. It's just there's a lot there, and there's also a separate 2-player mode and a solo mode, and that's got separate rules as well.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. You can actually teach this to a wide variety of people, and also the theme is pretty neutral. I mean, you're not going to put many people off by the theme. Unless you are...
Yeah, I mean, if you really like foxes, it's going to be your favourite game.
I guess so. I mean, unless you've got some problem with the experiment, then maybe you might not like it.
It's for everyone. It's very much for everyone. I don't see why people would not like it. It's colourful. It's you keep rolling dice. All you do is keep rolling those dice. So that's always a fun things to do.
Yeah, and there's only a limited number of sort of decisions to be made, right?
Yes.
You're not making tons of decisions, and the decisions are typically quite linear, right? I think.
Yeah, you're gonna select what fox you want from the pool, or select a turn. That's very much what you're gonna do.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of things like, what would you like? If you liked certain other games, would you like the Fox Experiment? If you liked Wingspan by the same designer, would you also like the Fox Experiment?
I think so, yes. Yeah. I think you still... they're very different games.
Yes.
But you know, you got that feeling that is from the same designer.
Something about it, isn't it?
Yeah, there is something...
I don't know if that's like psychosomatic or what, but it feels like it.
It's the same things for a lot of other games for all the designer, that you kind of have a feel that like, you get the mechanism, how you see how they think. Yeah. That is a very interesting.
Yeah, and how it's expressed
thing to understand. Yeah. So definitely, if you like Wingspan, this is a game that you should try. Absolutely.
All right, Matt, take us to your final thoughts and then your final rating for the Fox Experiment. Yeah.
So the Fox Experiment is a very good game. I would not say that is my favorite game. I'm not really attracted by the theme. However, the roll and write is a mechanic that I really like, because I find it really fun. So it's kind of a little bit of a balance. The fact that it's got these roll and write elements and then you're scoring points, that is a little bit limiting from what I see. So yeah, to me, this is probably a 3 out of 5. That is still like a very good production, a very good game itself. It's solid. Ratings, yeah, it's solid. But yeah, it doesn't very much hit the spot for me.
All right,
that's what I think. What about you?
Similar, I think. I think it's an absolutely solid game. It's very enjoyable. It's very smooth. It's got all of those wonderful blends of mechanisms that don't get in the way of each other. It feels like a really elegant. I hate using that word in board gaming. An elegant design. Cut that out. But it's crisp. You know, there's not spare fat on this game. It's been passed down, so it's over before you know it.
And it's fast. Yeah, that I was going to say. It's fast.
60 minutes. So wait, we're on round 5? Yeah. That's it. It just happens. My main criticism of this game is I feel like there's a ceiling to how good you can get at it. Right?
Yeah, it's very much.
I feel like there's and what I mean by that, other games that I have and enjoy, I feel like I can constantly learn more about them. Right, I can get slightly better each time, new strategies, new tactics, etc., etc. I don't get the same feeling with this game, where I feel like there is definitely a hard limit.
Yeah.
And like at that point, it's just, you know, you roll the dice or you don't. You know?
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
The fact that everything is like, is the dice chucking, is the main mechanics, makes it very random. There's no, the fact that it's so linear that you got just a few ways to score in
2 or 3 decisions mostly, and it's called, and that's basically
but that's what it is. But again, is a game that probably target that kind of market.
It's by design, I think. It's not meant to have tons of difficult, crunchy decisions.
So that's why for that kind of game, is a solid game. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I 100% agree with you. And I'm going to go in at a 3 as well. So it's a 3 out of 5 for me. And if you listen to the podcast, originally I'd rated it a point higher on the podcast. But I think after continued plays, I just came to the realization that actually I can't get any better than at this game.
It's just, that's...
It sounds more arrogant. I don't mean that like I'm the best player in the world. But I feel like mechanically...
when is Fox Experiment world champion?
Mate, I'm done.
World champion.
I'm the best. No, I just feel like for me, at least in terms of how my brain works. So that's my final thoughts on the Fox Experiment. But what do you think? Have you managed to pick up a copy of this fabulous game?
Yep. It actually just came out.
Literally just came out. Did you grab it at Spiel where it was sneakily available, which we did get a copy of? Thank you, Pandasaurus. And if you did, tell us what you think in the comments below. What do you think about all of the roll and write elements? Do you agree or disagree with us in terms of? Do you think is there a bigger ceiling to this that I've not discovered?
Yeah,
is there something more to the game?
The world champion of Fox Experiment?
Am I just too stupid to really understand like the full breadth of this game? I may well be, frankly. But please do let us know. And if you like this video, Matt, what do they need to do?
Well, like, share, subscribe. That's
all of those things.
That's what you should do
All 5 of those right now, absolutely. So thank you for watching and we'll catch you again real soon.
Ciao.